Portland, Maine, February 2. Photo by Rich Obrey, NBAE via Getty Images. Following a lengthy layoff, the Wisconsin Herd returned to action, but saw their winning streak come to a crumbling end Saturday night with the Maine Red Claws defeating them 111-98. The Herd got off to a strong start on the night, thanks to their repeated efforts to get through the heart of the Red Claws' defense early on, and big man Shevon Thompson wreaking havoc on the offensive glass. With strong production coming from within the paint, the Herd held a 33-28 lead through one. But false start for the Herd to open up the second quarter led to the Red Claws retaking the lead, which set the tone for the rest of the contest. From that point on, Wisconsin did an admirable job of producing just enough offense to hang around and keep within striking distance of Maine, who carried a 63-56 lead into the halftime break. That carried over into the third quarter, and it was practically a two-man show between two-way player Bouncy Colson and Robert Johnson propping up the Herd to keep pace of the Red Claws. At the end of three, Maine clung to a 83-81 lead. It was in the fourth and final frame where the Herd completely ran out of steam, which was exemplified by a scoring drought that lasted from near the 10-minute mark to just under 5 minutes. That was simply enough to do in the Herd, and they ended up logging their 23rd loss of the season. So without further ado, let's dig into what stood out in the Herd's loss to the Maine Red Claws, starting with handing out Saturday night's Player of the Game honors. Page 2 Portland, Me, February 2. Photo by Rich Obrey, NBAE via Getty Images. Despite the loss and their winning streak coming to an end, Saturday night proved to be another high mark for new Bucks two-way player Bouncy Colson, who earned Player of the Game honors. Playing over 40.5 minutes of action, Colson finished with a season-high 28 points on 13 of 25 shooting from the field, 0 of 5 from a long range, 2 of 3 from the foul line, 11 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, and was a -12 on the night. Colson often displayed his skills driving to the rim, and his touch from the block or directly near the basket, with a variety of turnaround or fadeaway moves to separate himself from his defender and get off his shot. Along with that, Colson leaned on his strength to collect 3 offensive boards and put down second-chance scoring opportunities. The lone offensive struggle for Colson was from a long distance, as he failed to knock in at least one triple for the first time in a Herd uniform. The Herd were worse off for it too, considering they only hit on 4 of their 28 attempts from three-point range for the tilt. Pairing that with his willingness to muck it up and contend on the glass, Saturday night became the first double-double for Colson since coming to the Bucks organization, and the 8th of his rookie season so far. Page 3 Portland, Me, February 2. Photo by Rich Obrey, NBAE via Getty Images. Saturday night didn't prove to be equally rosy for the Bucks' long-standing two-way player, Trevon Duval. Getting the start in place of new Herd guard Nick Johnson, who was suspended by the team for the night, Duval regularly attacked the basket throughout his shifts in the contest. But the Duke product struggled to establish some scoring consistency, aside from getting to the free throw line and knocking in all 6 of his attempts from the stripe. Considering his inconsistencies from a long range throughout the year, it was encouraging to see Duval connect on what could be called a fallaway triple, which came at the 3:36 mark of the second quarter. Like his scoring, Duval faced the same problems with his playmaking, as he was both seen picking out teammates cutting free to the basket at points in the game, but also put in some lackadaisical turnovers as well. All in all, Duval posted 15 points on 4 of 12 shooting from the field, 1 of 2 from deep, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, as well as 3 turnovers, 2 steals, and was a -18 in 29.5 minutes of burn. Next, Bucks trade value power rankings ahead of the deadline. The Herd will return home to host the Grand Rapids Drive Monday night at Menominee Nation Arena for a 7 p.m. Central Time tip-off. Per usual, you can catch the game on Facebook Live.